The challenge of making a good survey is to come up with questions that give you a lot of information. Here we have a question from my class. Do you like the class Entrepreneurship 12? Now, most people will pause. They can answer the question. There's only 2 answers, but most people will be somewhere in the middle. And this question forces you to choose no or yes. There's only 2 options. Most people will be in the middle. For example, let's say 3 people answer and 2 people say yes, 1 person says no. In actuality, we might have 1 person kind of in the middle somewhere. Maybe 2 of them are right there. And 1 person who said no might be down there. If we look at that, that actually shows a better understanding of where people sit rather than asking yes or no. So it's important to ask more than just 2 options for our answer. So here's an example of a better question. Same question, do you like the class Entrepreneurship 12? It's a simple question that most people will understand, but now we have 4 different possibilities. A key thing to notice that it is balanced. We have 2 answers that are on the positive side, 2 answers that are on the negative side. They are equally balanced. We've got strongly dislike versus strongly like. And we've got a like and a dislike option. So this gives us more information. If people strongly like the class, then we get to see that. If they like it or dislike it, and most people will be in the middle somewhere, we will see that result as well. Another option that we have is to add a 5th option in the answers. This is something right in the middle. Neither like nor dislike allows users or respondents to choose the middle. They are neither one side or the other, and it gives us a feeling of who's undecided, who is in the middle. All scales should have at least 4 points, and if you want the 5th point, another thing you want to look at is to make sure that the question is neutral. In this case, we ask, do you like the class Entrepreneurship 12? Notice that we use a positive in the question itself. To be neutral, to be unbiased, we will add like or dislike. This will allow the person to answer in their own way. They are not pushed towards a positive or to a negative answer. Once we've done that first question, we want to keep going and get more information about the class. Now, if they like it or dislike it, we want to find out what they do like about it. Even if they dislike the class, there's probably some things that they do like. So here I've come up with another question that follows. What do you like about Entrepreneurship 12? I've listed several options and I'm trying to think about the most common that will be answered. Notice at the end, I've got an other option and specify. People can write in their answer. Hopefully, I've come up with the most common ones that other is used sparingly. The key thing is we want to keep everybody answering in the same way. Now, you want to have most of the common answers, but you also don't want to have too many that it gets tiring and people stop reading. So here I've got 9 possible answers. What I may want to do is look for one that is the least common response and take it out because I have too many. I could actually look at, maybe some people like their friends in class. And that might be why they like the class. So we have to be careful. We want to have all the common answers in our choices, but we don't want to have too many that they stop reading the actual answers. Now, for something like this, people could answer more than one. So I'm going to add instructions. Check all that apply allows people to realize they can check 2, 3, they can check all of them if they want. But it's important that they check the ones that matter. Now, if we've done this question, what do you like? We can switch this, flip it. We also want to know what they dislike. And finding out what they dislike is probably more important than what they actually do like. You could switch the questions around so dislike comes first, but you might want to change the wording a little bit. so that it reflects a negative side. What do they like or dislike? Now you're going to want to continue this. You want to get 10 to 12 questions for your survey. But once you're done, you need to have some questions on target marketing. You want to look at the different answers based on segments or groups. The most common one is gender and age. In this example, I can ask the gender, and then I can go back to my questions and say, are males more likely to dislike the class, or are they more likely to like the class? I can check the answers. Maybe it has no bearing. Maybe they're all equal, male and female. Another option, age, is a very common target market question. Do older students have differing opinions than younger students? Now, for school, I'm actually going to change the age to grade. Simpler, easier. If I was asking this question, all my respondents would be in grade 10, 11, or 12. So it makes it easier for me and the respondent to circle their choice. Some other possible ones that you can think about, and this is where you have to be creative. What matters to this survey? Now, I might get different answers based on whether they're getting a high mark in school or a low mark. So here I've got a target market question. What is your average mark this year? A, B, C, or other? This allows me to see, are stronger students liking or maybe disliking the class more? I can see if Now be careful with the wording in your question. What is your average mark this year? Some people may read that as, well, they're talking about entrepreneurship. What is my average mark in entrepreneurship? Some people might read this as your average mark overall. So I'm going to make sure that everybody knows that I'm asking your average mark in all your classes. This makes it consistent. Everybody will be answering the same way. Some people might be doing poorly in my class, but they're doing well overall. So I want a general idea of where people stand in all their classes. And finally, another option is, how much do you enjoy creative projects? This question is tailored to my survey because my class has a lot of creative thinking projects. So I've got a question. I want to know, do people like